Hi, my name is Umair Naveed and my ID is 5596385. This is the research theory related to the airport data center system of the same case study. They have put that after analysis of practices followed by the IT department in implementation of airport data center system, the case in review presents some theory. That theory is perceiving high risks as a trigger. Coordination capabilities, such that stakeholder management and information system change management, can be transformed into improvement-based adoption practice through influential peer concurrative control, such that formal outcome control and informal self-control by putting high trust over vendors and staff. It was analyzed that this was a major shifting of control from higher management to the independent teams, which is essential to address the system issues quickly and manage unnecessary changes during system implementation based on the priority. Then there is another observation, the same case, such that during implementation of data center system, coordination capabilities such as stakeholder management, change management, and influential peer control by self-managed work groups resulted into the improvement-based adoption practice in that organization. Okay, for the relevant research part, the first two references are linked to the stakeholder management. The third one is linked to the change management, and fourth and fifth one are related to the peer concurrative controls. The first one actually they connected their study across different practitioners about different countries, and they actually tend to analyze the various aspects of human-related challenges that could be identified throughout the agile transition process. And they actually showed that the deeper understanding of broad stakeholders community it can help an organization greatly. That is process of transition to the agile process. Then there is another study, Dilkit and Lazine, 2016. They reviewed the large-scale agile transformation in their literature study, and then they find 35 challenges and 29 success factors across several categories, where they identified that aligning stakeholder vision to the common goal as one of the biggest challenge, and reported collaboration among stakeholders and self-organizing team as one of the success factors to counter the vision alignment challenge. Then there is another study linked to the change management. Diaz Perez Garbajosa in Czech in 2013. They presented the solution that using change impact architectural knowledge, agile practitioners add or change features in each iteration of the project by developing reasoning about the change to avoid the clutter that doesn't add any value. And there is a study regarding by the Duke in August 2011. They connected the study and drew an intention-based theories and direct perspectives to identify those factors which are drive agile adoption practices. And one of those factors was facilitation of dialogues between the stakeholders and vendors through influential peer controls and showing them the progress of the work and giving them control over delivered value. But there is another study which is a bit different point of view for the NOC at 2016. There are certain peer controls strategies, specifically concretive and diagnostic controls, are potentially the dark side of agile practices and should be balanced with the trust. So a control shouldn't be should not be an aggressive control, but it should be balanced with the trust that actually the reviewed case study also talks about. Okay, the research method that used in this analysis of the case study system that's similar to the same case study is that the qualitative research methodology. And why they adopted the qualitative research methodology? Because their review was based on the observation model and the analysis of the practices that the teams of the data center system followed for the implementation of the system. So the understanding, this understanding could only be gained through unstructured or semi-structured techniques to collect the data, such as individual interviews and observation of techniques, which is the well part of the qualitative research method. What they did also is that they collected the data and that was coded and arranged into a different set of themes, and preliminary theoretical model was proposed. With every completed group of interview, the collected data was used to validate and refine the initial predicted model repeatedly. To ensure high reliability of empirical data that had been uncovered from the system interpretation group was validated against another system interpretation group. So there was the arrangement of the data as well as the cross verification of the data was done by the case study in the case study analysis. Okay, so these are the findings that we drew from the airport data center system implementation analysis from the case study. The first one is to ensure the tight control on the changes. A rigorous change management process should be implemented through stakeholder negotiations. For example, three unforeseen change requests during the development of system were postponed by convincing the stakeholders to defer the changes after the 2008 Olympics. After some negotiations, if they were mandated to complete before Olympics, these changes would have caused the system schedules to overrun. Then there is a second finding that giving authority or control to implementation teams can drive agility. During the system development process, we have been given a lot of authority to control many decisions concerning the payment and operation data, which include daily operation report for our agile. This makes a lot of our work easier to implement. This was a statement by the project management of the system. Then the third finding is to cope up with the frequent changes, requirements, and the control risks. You have to put balanced peer control on vendors, partners, and stakeholders. If you don't have a professionals to control the process of this project, the project risk would be high. If you let the users or partners control the process, you will face challenges of frequently changing requirements because they partners represent their own interests. This is another saying by the project manager for our center system. Okay, for the implications part, the case in review mentioned change management as one of the driving factor towards agile adoption, but study didn't mention how agile practices reduce change impact and how organizational changes are needed to gain the desired results. Moreover, study in review highlights the stakeholder management challenges and innovative agile adoption practices to cope up those challenges, but don't emphasize much on organizational resistance towards the agile transition from the traditional waterfall models, which can be another roadblock for the agile adoption. There is another reference from Javanik Mass Mosquito Lelica 2017. They suggested that to build agile adoption knowledge, organizational roles need to be transformed as well, which can be influenced by many circumstances such as higher management, support, and commitment. Knowledge base about the agile mindset, culture, and project team size. Okay, to conclude my part, I can say that the agile adoption practices which help enterprises to quickly respond to system defects and disruptive changes can be achieved through enhanced coordination capabilities and change management to align IT systems implementation with organizational objectives in presence of concretive peer controls. Thank you.